students of standard 7, will begin with the first lesson of English 2. The title of your first lesson of English 2 is sentences. Now first of all, let's understand the most basic thing is what do you call as a sentence. Now see, the sentence, that's the topic. What do we mean by a sentence? A sentence is a group of words that make complete sense. So what will you remember? It is a group of words. What is the second important thing? It makes complete sense. These two things are necessary. First of all, it should be a group of words, and second, it should make complete sense. Now there are some examples that I have written on the board over here. This example is already there in your textbook, so you can refer to your textbook also for this sentence. The first that is written, will tomorrow I go see to the match? Okay, is this a group of words? Yes. Does not make complete sense. Does this make complete sense? No. So do we call this as a sentence? No. Why? Because it is a group of words, but it does not make complete sense. Now the next one, to see the match. Okay, again over here, is this a group of words? Yes. But does it make complete sense? Does it make complete sense? No. So again, this also cannot be called a sentence. Now the same thing, this group of words, we arrange it in a way that it makes complete sense. The third thing that's written, I will go to see the match tomorrow. Now it is a group of words? Yes. Does it make complete sense? Yes. So this is a sentence. So always remember two things. One is that it is a group of words, and the second thing is that it should make complete sense. One more thing you should always remember, a sentence always begins with a capital letter and the sentence ends with, it can be either a full stop, that we learn for what type of sentences. For assertive and declarative we put a full stop, that also we will learn in this lesson. For sentences which are interrogative sentences or sentences which are questions, we put a question mark at the end. And for exclamatory sentence, we put an exclamation mark. So a sentence begins with a capital letter and it ends with either a full stop or a question mark or an exclamation mark. So this is the first thing you have to understand. Now second thing you have to understand is what is a phrase. It is a group of words. Same like the sentence, it is a group of words. That makes sense. Okay, it makes sense. But not complete sense. So that is a phrase. Say for example, with a spoon. With a spoon, is this a group of words? Yes. Does it make sense? Yes. But does it make complete sense? No. So this over here, this is a phrase, this cannot be called a sentence. At the park. Is it a group of words? Yes. Does it make sense? Yes. But does it make complete sense? No. So again, this is a phrase. Same way, last week, in spite of. Say over here, if with a spoon we arrange it, spoon with a. Then do we call this as a phrase? This is a group of words. This cannot be called a phrase. And this over here, this is a phrase. With a spoon, okay. It makes sense, but not complete sense. But same thing, if we write it spoon with a, then can you call it a phrase? No. Now second one, at the park. So at the park, this is a phrase because it is a group of words that make sense but not complete sense. But same thing if you write it as park at the, can we call it a phrase? No. Why? Because this is a group of words but it does not make any sense. So the topic we have learned is sentences and phrases. Now we'll begin with exercise A. Okay, we'll start with exercise A. Exercise A, your work is underline the phrases. I've written the same sentences which are there in your textbook. The first one, the garden was full of roses. So over here the phrase is full of roses. Now see, this is a group of words. It makes sense but not complete sense. She is always in a hurry. So the phrase is always in a hurry. This water is not fit for drinking. Not fit for drinking. Now see, in the fourth sentence, the phrase is divided into two parts. It is in spite of starting late, we reached in time. So over here the phrase is in spite of starting late in time. So over here this is the part of the phrase. Now exercise A number 2 that's given is quite easy. What you have to do is take the group of words that are sentences. So as we have already discussed, what is a sentence? A group of words that make complete sense is a sentence. Now in this exercise you are supposed to find out whether it's a sentence or not. The first one, will not be. Will not be is a group of words but does not make sense. So do we call it a sentence? No. I am very glad that you came. I am very glad that you came. Group of words and it makes complete sense. So it is a sentence. The third one. How long have you been staying there? Now see, this is a question. How long have you been staying there? Does it make complete sense? Yes. So it is a sentence. What a beautiful dress. It is an exclamatory sentence. What a beautiful dress. Group of words and it makes complete sense. So it is a sentence. No one has gone. No one has gone. Now see, first of all, when you look at the textbook properly, the N also does not begin with a capital letter. No. The N is also not capital. No one has gone. Does it make complete sense? No. So it is not a sentence. It is a probability. It is a probability. But what? It should continue further. But it's not continued. It is a probability. It's just a group of words. So that is also not a sentence. India's victory. India's victory. Only that much is written. So that is also not a sentence. I enjoyed every moment of the game. I enjoyed every moment of the game. It makes complete sense. So it is a sentence. Please ask her to come inside. Please ask her to come inside. Makes complete sense. So it is a sentence. He has gone to school. Yes, this is also, it is a group of words and it makes complete sense. So it is a sentence. So all these are the sentences which, all these are the numbers where there are sentences. The others, they are not sentences. Now the next thing that is explained in our textbook is parts of a sentence. Now see, there are two parts of a sentence. One is called the subject and the other is the predicate. Now what is the subject? Subject is who or what the sentence is about. Whatever they are talking about in the sentence, that is the subject. Predicate, it tells us something about the subject. So predicate is connected to the subject. It tells us about the subject. Now some of the examples I have written over here on the board to make the work clear. The Indian team won the tournament. Now over here, in this sentence, what are they talking about? They are talking about the Indian team. So this is the subject. What is the predicate? Won the tournament. So this is the subject and this is the predicate. Next, my father's best friend gave him a present. Over here, what are we talking about in this sentence? My father's best friend. So my father's best friend is the subject. Gave him a present is the predicate. At the corner of the room sat the princess. Are we talking about the corner of the room? No. Is it necessary that the subject always has to be at the beginning of the sentence? No. Over here the subject is at the end of the sentence. We are talking about the princess. And what is said about the princess? That she is sitting at the corner of the room. So over here the subject is the princess and the predicate is at the corner of the room. In that jungle lived a lion. Over here, are we talking about the jungle? No, we are talking about a lion. Okay, so a lion is the subject. And what is the predicate? In that jungle lived. Now look at this sentence. Go there. Go there. Okay, so now this sentence, say you are ordering someone, command or request or such sentences. Over here, go there. I am looking at a person and I am telling that person go there. So over here the subject is understood. Say for example, I am saying you. So over here we should understand you as the subject and go there is the predicate. Over here what have we done? We have added a subject on our own. So you is the subject, go there is the predicate. Have 2 capsules daily. Now have 2 capsules daily. Who must do that? Again over here we should add this you. So you is the subject, have 2 capsules daily is the predicate. What are you doing? Okay, what are you doing is the question. Now if we change it a little, what are you doing? Instead of that, in your mind say you are doing what? What came first? You. So you is the subject. What are doing is the predicate. Say for interrogative and exclamatory sentence, just change the words in the sentence a little bit. And then you will be able to get the correct answer. Have you been to the market? Now have you been to the market? Make it you have been to the market. So you is the subject. Have been to the market is the predicate. We'll do a few more examples also and then the exercise that's connected to that. We'll continue with some more examples. Now these are 2 examples of exclamatory sentences. How beautiful she is. So over here what you should do is change the sentence a little. Say for example the sentence is how beautiful she is. Make it she is how beautiful. Now what we are talking about? She. She is the subject. Is how beautiful is the predicate. Same way, what a good boy John is. Change the sentence a little bit. John is what a good boy. Over here what are we talking about? John. So John is the subject. Is what a good boy is the predicate. Now the next exercise that you have in your textbook is regarding the same thing. It is identify the subject and the predicate. This see all the exercises that you have to do them in your notebook. Like we did exercise A, 1 and 2. Now this exercise also you copy the sentence and then mention the subject and the predicate. One example that's given in your textbook is mother told an interesting story. So mother told an interesting story. What are we talking about? Mother. So mother is the subject. Told an interesting story is the predicate. Now over here, Mahi's batting was flawless in the final match. Flawless means without any mistake. Okay, what are we talking about? Mahi's batting. So Mahi's batting is the subject and the predicate is was flawless in the final match. So was flawless. Flaw means mistake and flawless means without any mistake in the final match. So this is how you will do all the sentences. I have shown you one sentence. The other sentences you will do it in the same way. Next is most parts of Africa are covered with jungles. Over here what are we talking about? We are talking about most parts of Africa. That's the subject. Are covered with jungles is the predicate. Next sentence. India is a densely populated country. So we are talking about what? India. So India is the subject. Is a densely populated country is the predicate. The novel Anand Math was written by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. Over here we are talking about the novel Anand Math, that is the subject. Was written by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee is the predicate. We celebrated our grandmother's 85th birthday yesterday. So the subject is we. And the remaining part of the sentence, celebrated our grandmother's 85th birthday yesterday, that's the predicate. More national parks are necessary for saving the wildlife. More national parks, that is the subject. The remaining part of the sentence, are necessary for saving the wildlife is the predicate. John and Ramesh are selected as school captains. So John and Ramesh, this is the subject. Are selected as school captains is the predicate. How beautiful the frock is. See again we have an example like this, exclamatory sentence. So how beautiful the frock is, make it the frock is how beautiful. So what is the subject, what are we talking about? The frock. Have the medicine regularly. Over here it does not have a subject. You have to add a subject on your own. What will you do? You will add you. So you have the medicine regularly. So you is the subject. Next is, have you seen Manisha? It's a question. So make it, you have seen Manisha. Instead of have you seen Manisha, make it you have seen Manisha. So what is the word you get? You. You is the subject. Have seen Manisha is the predicate. So likewise you can practice these sentences. Write it in the way in which I have written the first sentence. In your notebook, from exercise B, this is what you have to do in your notebook. Exercise A and exercise B. The next part of the lesson, that is kinds of sentences, we'll do it next time. That's also an easy thing. You can just go through that part of the lesson.